Hello and welcome back. In this month's update, we will take a look at new capabilities for Model Studio projects, updates in Visual Analytics, and take a look at new statement options in Proc. So let's dive right into it. We are starting things off inside of SAS Visual Analytics, where we got two new, very interesting capabilities. The first one is available if you look at the options on a page, and then you get this new limit visibility to specific users. This brings up a dialog that enables you to restrict or change how many people within your organization can actually view only this specific subpage of the report, which unlocks a lot more capability, for example, to provide administrative pages as part of overall bigger reports that are handed out throughout the organization, and thus enable you to really drive not building out many different reports, but honing in on one that is geared towards different sets of users. Next, we already touched on the availability of this new preview feature for expanded graphing options, and this feature keeps getting extended month by month almost. So here in this update, we also got new extended features for butterfly charts, but also many others that you can take a look in here. So you can, for example, change the baseline style for a bar, or you could change how the data and segment label are all specified within that. You get new grid styles within this menu right within Visual Analytics. Remember that in order to make use of this feature, you have to activate it as it's currently in preview, and it's not guaranteed that this will make it into full production. But it's an incredible new feature that can really help you elevate how your reports look. Let's switch gear and jump over into Model Studio, where we have new capabilities around working with projects. The first one is one that is really coming in handy already. When you click on a project, you can say duplicate. And of course, this works across forecasting, text analytics, and machine learning projects. And you can duplicate it. Let's go ahead and talk about the second new feature when it comes to projects. And that's the ability to change from the My folder directly in here and put it into any other folder that you have write access to. Of course, this capability is also available when you set up a new project, so that it doesn't ever end up within your My folder, but is immediately available to whoever should have access. This is a great new feature to enhance collaboration and to make it more easy to share your projects with others. As a final step, we will jump into SAS Studio, where we will be taking a look at an enhancement that has been added to a Proc. This time we will be taking a look at the Proc TextProfile, which enables you to create statistical characteristics about a set of documents and even compare it against standard corpus of documents. But with a new feature, you now get even more detailed access. So the new feature is called out2library or out2lib, if you want to save a couple of characters. And up here, I created a small data set of customer complaints, I would say. And let's run this piece here and take a look what we are getting from this code. We have received a whole bunch of tables within our SAS user here. And as you can see, these tables contain a bunch of different metrics around our data set. So let's open up this customer complaint stats one. And here you can see the comparison against 3 different standard text corpuses. Note that this isn't necessarily available for all languages, but it is for English. I'm not necessarily interested in these specific stats and comparison against others. But what I am interested in is the details about my specific set of documents. For example, let's jump up here and take a look at the customer complaints out doc. Here we can see the number of sentences and the max token sentence within each document. We can also look at document lengths to see how many sentences and number of documents we have within it. We can take a look at the number of tokens for each individual sentence within them. Very interestingly, we can see word counts, their types, how many characters they contain, and all of these features really enable us to dive deep into the comparison of different corpuses of documents, which will enable us to identify how different these are without ever even having to go into embeddings. We can just take a look at the structural components of these documents and can understand if they fit our certain use cases or how different they are to an existing use case in order to evaluate if they are a good fit or if we need to reconsider our pipelines. This is a very powerful new feature here. Let's switch gear and start looking into some of the awesome articles that have been contributed to the SAS community. First up is integrating a Django application in your SAS Visual Analytics report, detailing how you can set up that integration between these two applications. This is a very powerful extension for your Visual Analytics reports. Next up is high availability considerations for the SAS container runtime, also known as Socker, which really dives deep into how you can make sure that once you have deployed your decisions or models inside of these containers, how you can make sure that they are always up and running and available for your applications. And finally, publishing, score testing, and performance monitoring model versions from Python SAS CTL, an in-depth article showcasing how you can set up this process all from SAS CTL, meaning you can do it in Python or in a Jupyter notebook to automate these processes. I hope you have enjoyed this update as much as I have, and see you next month. Bye bye.